exhaust back there. Good evening, everybody. I guess good afternoon. Storm Chaser Eli Roberts. We are live, heading south right now to try to intercept a severe storm that has a possible tornado tag with it, at least as per the NWS. We're going to be heading down toward the Lewisburg area, between Lewisburg and Selinsgrove, see if we can't get there in time to intercept this thing. It is currently 5:18. It has been a minute since I've been able to get out and do any kind of chasing. So let's actually center this back up. You can see our conditions right now. Still quite smoky with a little bit of haze because of that smoke all throughout the central Pennsylvania area. The warm front that's going to be moving through here over the next hour or so is bringing all of this this really bad smoke. It's bringing it further to the north and to the east, and then hopefully with these severe thunderstorms, it'll help clean out the air. That way we can at least get some clearing and better breathing conditions. It has been horrible this whole last week, almost since Wednesday, really, when a lot of that smoke just absolutely inundated the area. And shout out Canada, you know, pray for Canada and for the people of Ontario, but all of Canada. Hundreds of fires are burning, and last count I saw was something like 81 or 82 fires burning out of control still. Over 41 million, and this was as of either yesterday or 2 days ago, 41 million acres of land has burned due to wildfires all across Canada. So it's pumping smoke, but there's at least one whole community that I had seen had been burned completely, or at least mostly, and numerous cabins and buildings and businesses and, you know, just buildings all over that people would go to for cabins. A lot of homes have been burnt up. So a lot of the putrid smell and the chemical smell that we've had here in north central PA, at least, I would imagine a lot of the pollutants and the contaminants from those fires got mixed in with the smoke, and that's why we were smelling such terrible smell of smoke and other contaminants in that. So we're gonna pray for Canada and the people of Canada, and just hope that, you know, they get some rain. Obviously they've had some thunderstorms, but unfortunately a lot of those thunderstorms have been producing lightning, and that lightning, because there's so much dry and arid conditions going on, a lot of that lightning is sparking fires, additional fires. So they'll get some rain, but unfortunately the storms are producing lightning and making more fires. So same process that happens in the Intermountain West and on the West Coast. You know, it's fire season, it's that time of year, but you get wooded areas that either have never been touched and are virgin forests, and the last time anything has happened was a fire that burned through, or you get poor, you know, woodland management going on with some of the practices in California and other states that do not clean up the woods, especially around residences and highways and whatnot. You know, one fire can turn into a really bad thing. So a natural process. Unfortunately, a lot of times lightning, but also people will set fires, both intentionally and accidental from camping. Regardless, we've got smoky, hazy conditions. It is going to make it very tough for us to see anything, and that is a danger, because if there is, you know, obviously there's a severe thunderstorm right now out over I-80. Just on this side, I think it's Mount Union, or I'm sorry, Beach Creek area. And that storm just went through that area. It does have and has had tornado warnings over the last few hours. This storm is still going. Long track, heavy severe thunderstorm, and has had severe thunderstorm warnings with a tornado possible for a good hour and a half, almost 2 hours now. So we're going to try to get down to Lewisburg, Selinsgrove area. We're going to try to intercept the storm as it comes over, and stick with me. Hopefully reception is good. If you can see this, hit that like button. I am going to I'm going to avoid looking at chat as much as I can, just because of safety. But you can see definition in the sky there ahead of us. That's almost due south. We've got some rain that is from the top of the this almost supercell. It's definitely a severe storm, cranking some high altitude moisture over Lycoming County. So if you're in Williamsport, you're getting some moderate rain right now. Montoursville, Loyalsock, even into parts of Muncie. Up in Hughesville for the Lycoming County Fair. It's going to be a wet last night at the Lycoming County Fair, unfortunately. But yeah, stay along for the ride. Like I said, if you can and you hear this, the image is good. I mean, other than, you know, obviously the rain, and the camera's going to focus a lot on the rain, so I apologize. Can't do too much of that. But we'll try to keep everything as clear as possible, try to make it so that you can at least see what's going on. Hit that like button so that I know you can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. Since the last time I have been live, I'm not sure if it's something I did or if it's something YouTube did. But I can see my screen right now. It is not completely, or, you know, almost all the way grayed out, because it's telling me I need to switch to vertical mode. We're going to go through this pass here real quick. Service might interrupt just a little bit, so it might, you know, give the turning screen of death, or it might load, but hang tight. It will come back, I promise. Trying not to go too far because of gas. Looks like we're getting south of the this rain shield that was coming into Lycoming. We're now out into, or down into, Northumberland County. Target area is the Lewisburg, Selinsgrove area. Those of you watching, where are you watching from? Always interested to see where everybody watches from. I've seen folks all over the world tuning in. I just look over at chat and I see I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. Oxfordshire. Oh, Banbury, Oxfordshire in the United Kingdom. That is awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I know I don't speak proper English, but my American English should hopefully suffice for you. We are heading to intercept a storm, and for whatever reason, the radar seems to have stopped responding. State College radar hasn't been hit by anything, but looking at radar, it has stopped uploading or updating as of 12 minutes ago. But this storm is it's a dangerous storm. Radar indicated 3/4 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds possible, and there is a tornado possible on the southwestern finger. The little filament dangly bit hanging off the southwest side of the storm. Very pronounced. Doesn't necessarily have a hook echo with it, but it definitely has the look that it's trailing something. It's got an inflow boundary. It looks like it's got some kind of an RFD possibly hanging off or coming around the backside of this thing. So very almost classic supercell look. It does have kind of the flying eagle look on radar. Perfect English. I appreciate that. I don't normally get that compliment, so thank you. I did say somebody say that they could hear me loud and clear, so that's fantastic. I know everything looks kind of boring right now. It's pretty hazy. We are heading south right now on 180, 147 to try to get in front of this storm to intercept it. For whatever reason, like I said, service or the radar has not updated in about 15 minutes. We might have to do this old school. And yes, I'm old enough to remember old school chasing without technology. So I used to carry a 35mm camera, point and shoot 35mm DSLR, 35mm as well. So Lisa's in here. All right, moderator Lisa in the house. Everybody drop a thumbs up or hit the like button for Lisa. Shout out. She's going to be taking the helm as moderator. I appreciate that, Lisa. Thank you. I know you're probably multitasking as well. So if anybody has any questions, Lisa's going to be able to help you out for the most part. Once I get to an area where either I can stop or I feel confident that I can look over and look at comments, I will try to do so. But again, driving, I'm trying to keep my eye on the road. I know several of our other PA storm chasers are in the field today. Logan and Brett are down in southern PA. Corey is out in, I believe he's in Delaware or either northern Delaware or southern New Jersey at this moment. But Justin should be over in eastern Lycoming County still. Ray is I think, at his HQ. So we've got quite a few storm chasers out today, covering this enhanced risk of severe weather with all hazards possible, including tornadoes. And as I mentioned earlier, with the smoky, hazy conditions, it is going to be interesting to see what visibility we're going to have as these storms continue marching to the east. This storm I'm going to intercept is a prolific severe weather maker all the way from Mount Jewett, McKean County area, and has crossed all the way down now below Route 80 or I-80 as it's moving southeast. And it has produced several tornado warnings. Not sure about damage, not sure about anything else like that, but it has definitely been producing severe weather. Got several other storms across western Pennsylvania and southwestern Pennsylvania with tornado warnings on them. Not to talk too much. I know sometimes that bores everybody. Getting a much clearer view. I'm wondering if it has started to clear out. I mean, the haze is really starting to clear up a little bit, which is a very good thing. Definitely much darker towards the northwest, that's for sure. Right now you're looking toward the southwest. Still can smell the smoke though, and that's even coming through the cabin air filter and all that. I still smell it. So we've had several really bad days of smoke here. Yesterday was pretty good. Most of the heavy smoke stayed to our south and our west, but it was quite strong. Friday, very bad. Actually, today's Saturday, so Thursday was really bad. Last night it got a little thick, and then today it's been pretty thick most of the day. In fact, we had thunderstorms this morning. I couldn't see anything. Didn't even see lightning bolts, and they were hitting fairly close. You'd see a flash and then thunder almost instantly, but you couldn't see the lightning itself, the bolt. So I knew the clouds were thick, or the smoke. Pass. No, they're not going to. Okay. All right, does look like radar has updated. Finally. I think it was a problem on my end. Me break something. Surprise, surprise. just looking at a lot, you know, some of my settings here. Hopefully I didn't lose anybody. I don't know if it shows that I'm live and that I'm on. I guess I'm getting messenger messages now, so that's at least a good thing. I don't know. We're gonna get off here. I need to take a look at some of my deeper settings on my phones and see and make sure that all of you are still seeing me and that I am, I guess, seeing myself. So give me a little bit here. Let me get up onto a little higher point. Hopefully we can get a good view. I think we're far enough south. I don't think we're going to have to move any further south. This thing may have, just looking at updates on radar, it may have moved a little bit more north than its current trend. So we might actually head back north. We'll be in a good position coming at it from the south, but I want to make sure we're not going to be rolled over or anything. So not going to pull off the road right here. This is not a very good spot, that's for sure. And that's not going to give us a good spot, so need to do it soon. This storm is coming, that's for sure. It's very dark. I have a feeling a lot of the smoke and haze is blocking a lot of definition, but I can finally see clouds and blue sky to the south. So the warm front must be coming through, or at least almost through, taking a lot of this smoke and haze with it, and that's fantastic. Now, if you're watching and you're in this area of central Pennsylvania, we are not done with smoke yet. In fact, all of the northeast U.S. and, you know, central eastern Canada is going to be back in the smoke here next week. The pattern returns, the flow returns to bring a bunch of this smoke back down. And indications are now that it's, while it might not be as severe, it's still going to be bad. So I do see folks, let's see, that would not be a good place. So what I was going to say, I do see folks at least hitting the like button on the live video, and that's a good thing. It's free, it's easy, it does help the video. It tells YouTube to push it out to more people. You know what? This is going to be full of power lines, but this is going to be about the best, safest spot that I can pull off the side of the road and check some stuff out here. Okay. So I am, okay, good. I just got confirmation I am still being seen. Lisa, thank you for that. Jumping in here. Tornado possibly on the ground northeast of Boswell. Oh, yeah, down near Jerome, Davidsonville, or Davidsville, excuse me. That is just north of Somerset, north and east of Somerset. I believe that's on the highway toward Altoona. Just south of Johnstown. Looking at that right now. See if I can give you a little view of kind of what we're looking at here. And just based on, you've got your regular radar. This is your reflectivity, and very wet storm, but you can see the tornado warning outline. Respect the polygon. Davidsville, Jerome. And here you've got winds inbound. The green means in, red outbound, away from radar, green toward the radar. So in that area, you'll have rotation, at least here in the northern hemisphere. Some of the other products don't really show much there. There's nothing on correlation coefficient. Although spectrum width does show a lowering, at least a lowering, could be a funnel with that. Go back to velocity here. I've been jumping around back and forth between radar scope. Well, there we go. Yes, I know. I don't know why that's showing that. Let's get back in here. Jumping back and forth between radar scope and weatherwise. And oh my goodness, weatherwise is phenomenal. It's absolutely free, but wow, do you have a lot of stuff to look at. So yeah, that's definitely got a good core in it. One of my favorite things, you can almost look at it in 3D format, which is really cool. All right, so we're going to go back to that one, map 2. I want rotation. There's a little bit of rotation in there. We're going to make that more vertical. Let's go back to velocity, storm relative. So you do have some outbound and some inbound to the radar. So there is rotation going on. It's not super tight like you would expect to see, but it does have a tornado warning. That tornado warning is still radar indicated, according to the NWS. So, all right, there's me somewhere in here. There we go. There's my name. We are right on the edge of, they've dropped it from a warning to a special weather statement. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Go back to radar scope just to look a little deeper. And the storm really has, it might be trying to cycle as it's coming into the valley areas. So Lewisburg, Milton, you're going to be mostly rain. I would say from Mifflinburg up to Lewisburg, you're going to get a pretty, there's some big lightning just to our north. I don't know if you caught that on camera, on the live. Would have been right in this area up here. Massive fingers. Anyway, so yeah, here's what we were looking at earlier. And this dangly bit, you can see right here, this would be where, if there was rotation, it would have been rotating. And then it occluded, and it looks like a storm on the backside fired up and ingested that area of rotation. So my guess is this thing is trying to cycle. And here in the next hour, it might try to do something else. But you can definitely see on some of the radar beams here, the bands, there's moisture being sucked into this storm. So it might be trying to do something right here on the south side. Mifflinburg, I would say, make sure you're in a safe place, whether it's a basement, whether it's an interior closet, a bathroom on the first floor, somewhere that doesn't have windows. This storm is not technically severe, but it could produce 60 to 65, 70 mile an hour winds if it is cycling and trying to do something right here. Then it may try to put down at least a funnel cloud or a tornado in the Mifflinburg area. I'm not saying it's going to, but the way this storm has been cyclic and has reformed over and over, it would not surprise me, or it's going to try to do something back here, but there's no other storm to the south. So this storm is the one utilizing all of the energy in the local area. So we're going to move a little bit north. My location's right here, the circle. We're going to get north a little bit up toward Lewisburg. I want to stay to the south of Lewisburg in case this is trying to do anything, and I want to be able to watch it come right across. So let's go ahead and move on up. Now, I am not a meteorologist. I don't pretend to be a meteorologist. I've been a storm chaser for 31 years. And ever since I was 15, before I could drive, my buddies Trav and Dagan and Jason and my brothers, we all chased and had a really good time with it. We did a lot of good, in my opinion, with bringing awareness to our region. There's more lightning. To our region that, hey, we do get severe weather. And those of you who are older than me, and those who had direct impacts from the 85 outbreak, have shared a lot of information with. We do get big tornadoes in this region. Not a lot, not very often. It sometimes is a generation apart. But the last big tornado was an F4 back in 85 that did a lot of damage. It was the same storm that produced the F4 that went through the Moshannon State Forest and destroyed, a Boy Scout camp and some cabins, but was visible on radar down in State College, and just was it probably would have been an F5, the highest level, had there been structures hit in some of the strongest radar returns that the National Weather Service was seeing. But because it was doing damage in this forest and were found indicators showing the type of wind damage. So they rated it as an F4. It was one of the longer tornadoes in Pennsylvania history as well. So that same storm then became a right mover and came down over Bald Eagle Mountain and dropped a tornado near Montgomery and right through Elamsport areas, and just did a lot of damage. So we are moving a little north. We're getting on 15 here. We are going to try to position ourselves in front of this storm as it's coming in. So we're going to hopefully have a really good view here in a little bit. For those of you who are on Facebook, you can find my page on Facebook, Storm Chaser Eli Roberts. I do post everything from recent events like the smoke, forest fires, brush fires, tornadoes when we get them, but wind damage, hail, flooding, snowstorms, blizzards. When I am off work and don't have other obligations as far as having my kids or other jobs, I'm out here doing this. And while it's not free to do, I enjoy it so much. This has been one of the greatest things I've been able to do in my life. So I do enjoy it, and that's why I'm here bringing it to you. But also to spread the word and let everybody know, hey, here's what's going on. We are we? What am I doing? No, I'm kidding. We're getting ready to come into, we're in Lewisburg now. We're going to be coming down toward the Strip here in a little bit. I don't want to get in town. Well, I'm essentially already in town. I don't want to get down deep in town in case things start getting a little spicy. But I also don't want to get stuck on back roads that if we get some flooding, heavy rain, or yeah, that's all right. So up here, sorry, I'm looking at a map, well, not a map, but Google Maps to try to plan my attack run here. And actually, to be honest, on the other side of this hill, I'm going to turn. I'm going to turn right here. See if we can't get a good view off to the northwest. Got my water with me. You gotta stay hydrated. Drink up, little buddy. All right, nice little view here. Let's see. That's ironic. Smoketown. Do I want to go in there? No. We're gonna go straight. Can't park. This is a golf course. Oh, there's the clubhouse up there. A lot of big trees. That's what this area is really famous for. Oh, is trees. It's not like some areas out west and in, you know, Texas and in parts of the high plains where you have areas that have no trees, or at least so few trees you can see forever, it seems. Got a few people watching. I appreciate you sticking in and joining for this. Wheel. I don't think we're going to have a much better view than back there, but not as familiar with this area as I am back up at home. Well, there's a branch down. We will rebuild. There's another branch down. There's they had a little bit of wind come through here earlier from the looks of it. All right, it does look like a road up here that might give us at least a little bit of some visibility. Going to take us right past the college. Well, and I'm definitely not parking in anybody's driveway. However, yeah, that's not a good spot either. All right, well, I was gonna try that church, but the view is completely blocked by the church. So we're gonna go back north. A little bit more open, honestly. I kind of like this a little bit better. But of course, I'm trying to make some moves here. The storm is almost here, and that little area on the south side of the storm is definitely doing something. So we're going to drive right into it, I guess. Again, no severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warning, no, nothing like that. But this storm has had a history of some severe thunderstorm warnings and even tornado warnings, especially earlier on. So, not taking it lightly, even though it looks kind of garbagey. But honestly, it is trying to recoup. It's trying to reform a southern little dangly bit off the south side of this thing as it's coming across. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. It should be coming right toward me. Oh, no turn on red. Okay. All right, so if we're gonna see anything, we're now facing west, and we're gonna have a really good view if there's anything on the bottom of this storm as it comes through this area. Well, intercept is good. We made it. At least I still got it. For not doing it as often as I really want to. I know some of you know me and have been here before and know just how much I want to do this full time and do photography and drone and whatnot, but until we start pumping up these rookie numbers, until we start getting some more people in here, there's no doing this full time. So big raindrops falling. We're still not under the heavy part of the storm yet, but it's just about here. I will say the haze and the smoke still is here. It is still blocking some of our view, so I'm going to try. All right, that was the road. We're going to turn around up here. Oh, crap. Okay, well, we're just going to do it because I already committed. And there were people behind me. Italian restaurant. Very nice looking place. Very dark to the north and northwest here. We're going to turn right, and then we're going to make a left on the Bull Run Road. And that looks like it should open up and give us the view we've been looking for before this thing hits. But I'm telling you right now, we are right with this storm is just about to start blasting. And of course, it's July, so corn is going to be high. Oh, there's no safe place to pull over. All right, there's your view. All right, we got some stuff hanging on the bottom of this. You can see some of it in the camera. There's no funnel or anything like that, of course. I wasn't expecting that, but some of this energy is definitely showing. We're probably going to get some good wind here. All right. This will more than likely, sure, we can make the turn. All right, we're on a little dirt road. We're not blocking any traffic. We have a perfect view of this storm coming in. Like I said, it is just about here. Looking at radar, it's not as impressive as it was earlier. I'm just being honest with y'all. Not really seeing much in the way of lightning either on radar. The storm really is struggling. And a lot of meteorologists and some other folks, other storm chasers that I follow online, were somewhat skeptical as to how severe some of these storms will be. Not that we want severe thunderstorms and damage, but a lot of people were skeptical that the smoke might actually make these not as strong. But these storms, especially this one, has been a long track storm since all the way up in northwestern PA. So it's held together this whole way. And we are just about to get smacked. Turn a little bit here, because this is that front edge that I was seeing on radar. You can see up above the power lines here. All right, no at least visible rotation from what I can see. I mean, you can see the scud right there at the top, right there, and then more scud up here. It's SCUD, scud cloud. It is just, it's scary looking cloud, essentially. There's some other scud off to the west. Somewhat, it is rising, so it's in the updraft of the storm. But I would say as of right now, the most interesting feature is going to be just barely off to my west and southwest. Right over Mifflinburg. I mean, there's interesting features all over. We'll put it to you that way. I've got my camera out, so if I do run outside, forgive me a minute, I'll be quiet. But as you can see, we are definitely looking at some scud here as this storm is about ready to move on in. Just had a bee fly at my face. It's starting to rain pretty good. You can hear it. Boy, I love the smell of rain. Although this is a little bit more putrid because of the smoke and everything, but these birds are kind of cool. This one over here to the right seems to be playing a song. Everything's getting wet. All right, I'll just close the door. All right, that has passed. Let's get you something good to look at here, or at least somewhat fun to look at. Off to the west here now, west, slightly northwest. We've got a little bowl shape of, oh, look at that lightning. Yes! Yes! I know y'all saw that. Oh, that was fantastic. What a great lightning bolt. So this area on radar does show rotation up inside the storm. Although I can't really see anything this far down. It is showing rotation on radar, so I'm going to get out. I'm going to stay lower than my vehicle, but I need to get out and film a little bit. I'll be right back. bit of a clear slot here on the left side. I know you're not going to see it, but and of course it's blocked by the thing. But this little lowering is trying to be a little something. A little clear slot's trying to develop on the left as it's pushing ahead, trying to wrap this thing up. The smoke and everything is real thick right underneath this. There's going to be some heavy rain. But there's definitely a little clear slot trying to form right here, right over top of us. Good strong push of wind is more than likely inbound. We're going to turn around here in a minute. Well, we're going to do it now because that heavy rain is right about on us. Let's see what we've got up here ahead of us. I could turn around right there. I don't have any problem with that, but man, how about that lightning? That was killer, dude. Probably. I really don't want to find out. I've already had my run-ins with lightning. I don't need it again. All right, so an old business back here. Kind of a view back here. Somewhat, but not really much worth looking at. Heaviest rain now hitting in the Lewisburg proper area right now. I want to get just a little south. Radar's definitely showing more rotation right now, just south. A lot of it's going to be elevated. It might not be reaching the ground. Now, the unfortunate part, I can't really follow this storm. We do not have bridges across the Susquehanna River except for only a couple of places. One is Sunbury, which, sure, it's not that far, but the other is all the way down in Duncannon. And that's an hour and 10-minute difference, and everything in between that we don't have any bridges. Over the years, some have been washed away by big floods, and realistically, the river's not too wide, but it is very wide. So very much no wind. I'm shocked. At least no wind right here. If anybody's watching from the Lewisburg area and you do have wind damage, go ahead and put that in the comments down below. But really, this has been very lackluster, to say the least. Storm still has a special weather statement on it. Sharp turn! Yeah, the special weather statement for this storm did indicate. Now, it was all radar, is based on radar, what's called radar indicated. But it does say, sorry, I'm doing a couple of things driving. And we're back at the same corner. The storm was going to have 50 to 55 mile an hour winds and pea-sized hail. But that would have been probably more of the northern side of the storm as it was going across the northern side of Lewisburg. Now, we are not done, folks. Don't go anywhere. Don't do it. Don't do it. Behind this storm, we've got a little bit of a wait, but there is a large complex of severe thunderstorms toward the north, Sayre, PA, Towanda, almost to Mansfield. There is a severe and very severe wind. Well, we're going to stay this way. Very severe wind going in northwestern, and now a tornado warning issued for far northwestern PA. I believe that's Wayne and Susquehanna counties. Don't quote me. I'm in the middle of driving, so I can't tell. But up in the far northeastern corner of PA, and then stretching down, almost all of northern Pennsylvania is under severe thunderstorm warnings. This is the front, the main line of storms that's coming through. That is bringing all the severe thunderstorms. These are the ones that are going to be bad. So we've got a little bit of time. We can spend a little bit of time analyzing radar and seeing the best location. So that's what we're going to do here in a little bit. We're going to get out of this community, this little housing development area, get down here to the main road, and we're going to reposition further into town. not drive all over the place. Like I said, folks, I'm not going to ask for super chats and donations and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that. I will ask, if you can, hit that like button and maybe share this video, share the link on social media, so we can spread the word of not only this storm, but the severe storms that are coming in the next hour. Looks like some definitely got some heavy rain through the strip here in Lewisburg. The sides of the roads, at least on the west side of the road, is pretty deep. Oh yeah, you can see the water there. And not too far ahead, there used to be a fireworks, or a barn that had a fireworks business inside it. That barn, oh, a lot of standing water through here. That barn was destroyed by a tornado, I believe it was 2 years ago. And I was chasing that storm, but I wasn't anywhere close to it to see it happen. Yeah, looking just really quick, I'll do a better analysis here in a little bit. We're going to go up here to the sheets. We're going to park in the parking lot. I'm going to need to run and use the restroom facilities, but radar is showing a very strong thunderstorm to our northwest, moving directly in this direction. And the straight line wind, according to radar, straight line winds are very strong. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I don't think we're really going to go anywhere. I think we are just going to monitor the situation from right here and wait for that storm to get here. I do appreciate all this rain, getting all the smoke, ash and dust, and I say ash. I'm not saying we had tons of ash here, but we definitely had smoke, dust, and ash particles that did did land even in this area. My windshield definitely had some particles on it. All right, well, got a bus from Lancaster. Looks like a lot of Mennonite folks came up. Sorry folks, this lane is closed. Back it up. Just back it up. Okay. Now, let's check out a little bit of radar here. All right, so 2 tornado warnings, and they're probably more or less for tornado-like winds up in Hancock, New York, and outside of Deposit, just to the east of Deposit, New York. Severe thunderstorms are coming through everywhere from Susquehanna Deposit, or Susquehanna Depot, excuse me. Montrose, Forest Lake. There's actually a good amount of rotation near Rome and Orville. I'm going to show my age here. Orwell. That's why. That'll be heading just east of Towanda down to Wyalusing. So if you're watching from the Towanda and Wyalusing area, while you're not out of the woods, the strongest of the storms are going to stay off to the east. And then looking at severe thunderstorm warnings all the way from Waterville, just west of Williamsport in Lycoming County, all the way across to the PA-Ohio border near Greenville, down to Hermitage and Orangeville area. And then just south of there is a large area of severe thunderstorm warning from, I think it's Elwood City, Big Beaver area, all the way into Ohio towards Sandyville and Beach City. And if I were to show you on the screen, it probably would look ridiculous, because that's what I'm looking at. So I think right now what we're going to do, we're going to wait right here, because that storm, let's do this. That storm up in, is it? Yeah, that would be Clinton County, just north of Renovo. Don't need to be closer to my face. Does have a lot of strong winds on it, as you can see from the bright green. Yeah, pushing 60 miles an hour, at least according to radar, as outflow from that big, line of storms. And that's just one of the things we can see on radar. We can analyze a lot of what's going on in the storm. You've got heavy rain, hail, all the way down, heavy rain into northern Clinton County, coming into Renovo. And then Gallagher, Lock Haven, Beach Creek, Mill Hall, even Jersey Shore. Those areas are going to get hit by what looks like a pretty good severe thunderstorm all the way across St. Mary's, Benezet here shortly, Millstone. And like I said, this warning goes all the way across to Greenville, Hermitage, and just north of Mercer, which is right there. So severe thunderstorm warnings all the way across Pennsylvania right now. A small little sliver where there's really nothing going on up where I live in eastern Lycoming County, and then more severe thunderstorm warnings and even a few tornado warnings up in New York. And let's get a little closer look from Binghamton's radar at what's going on. Yeah, see that nice bow? That's indicative of strong air, strong winds forcing this way, down and to the right behind all that. And we can look at the velocity to see that wind pushing out ahead of this storm. And even in areas where there might be a little bit of rotation in there, but mostly this is going away, that's going away, and that's going toward probably more straight line wind than anything. It looks like it's trying to wrap there on the top, so there might be a small area of rotation right here, and this area of New York pretty sparse. Doesn't look like any even town names right there. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. Let's get back to our location. We are just north of Lewisburg and just south of Milton. We've got a little cell actually getting ready to move through again, as you can see here on radar. Now this can lead to flash flooding, as you've got heavy rain moving over the same area. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. But there's our target right there. That's the next storm in line for this area. We're going to watch it very closely and do some, like I said, some kind of people watching in this area. Got some folks here to the left that are watching me do whatever it is that I do. Yeah, those storms coming into Clinton County now, probably, I mean, it looks like it's weakening a little bit. There is some higher terrain in that region, so it wouldn't surprise me that it's being affected by some of the terrain. And a lot of these storms are going over areas that have already been impacted by severe thunderstorms. So a lot of the energy has been zapped out of the atmosphere. But don't shrug on this. A lot of these storms, a lot of these cells are still producing what looks like some pretty decent wind. And there's even a few little areas of rotation inside some of the stronger storms. Again, probably mostly elevated rotation, nothing reaching the ground yet. Lauraysville, just north of Wyalusing, north and east of Towanda, there's some pretty decent wide rotation going on, but the biggest thing looks like the hail that's falling in that storm. You can definitely see where's the radar? Right there. Oh, it's coming out of State College, that's why. Get down to Binghamton. There's definitely some hail. Is that hail? There's definitely rotation going on. There's a CC drop, which CC is correlation coefficient. There's definitely a CC drop happening It's very wide. It's a very broad area. So I want to say it's hail, probably in the updraft of that storm, just north of Laraisville. Actually, right over Laraisville. And Laraisville is right at 467. Looks like Highway 467, north and east of Towanda and Wyalusing. Yeah, heading toward Rush. And then downstream is Montrose. But there's definitely a CC drop. Let me show you. So, can give us a good idea if there's in the atmosphere in a storm. And right there, you can see it coming, boom, all of a sudden these yellows and greens and some blues in there are indicative of normally things that are not round, things that have edges, things that have long shapes, things that are foreign, they're not natural objects. Can be birds, but generally it's leaves, it's debris, sticks, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying there's a tornado. Believe me, I'm not doing that. But this is almost indicative of a CC drop right here. Let me see if we can get a little back. We'll zoom out a little bit. Notice there's nothing there. But as you go forward, a little bit of green and yellow starts to show up. A little bit more. Right outside of Laraisville. Boom, right there. Greens, even some blues showing up on correlation coefficient, matching the radar. You can see heavy rain, and more than likely that's some bigger hail that could be what is being seen on radar here on the correlation coefficient, which is why it looks kind of weird. But as we go forward, all of this continues and gets bigger. It gets wider, like it normally would if debris was lofted into the air and then into the updraft and expelled out of the storm. So there may have been something right there near Laraisville, in all honesty. I'd be interested to see if anybody has damage up in that area. But again, looking at the storms, that's that line of storms all the way over, and now tornado warning extended all the way down into Liberty, Monticello, Rockland, into New York. So the day is not done, folks. So yeah, interesting little tidbits on radar there. Come back to our storms here. What kind of snacks do I got in my bag? There's a guy just walking into the sheets down here. Looks exactly like one of my storm chasing buddies, Justin. I had to take a minute to look around and see if I could see his vehicle. I didn't think he would be up here. There'd be no reason for him to be up here. But Justin, if you're watching, I thought I saw you, buddy. All right, let's see. What's chat like? People watching is great, absolutely. Yeah, Lisa, I'm sure you're under a warning for sure. I'm on my 6th coffee and I still have a Red Bull. Share some. Oh, Lisa, thank you for sharing my page. I appreciate that. Janetta's on. Oh, I love seeing everybody in here. That's so cool. Decent amount of people watching right now. If you are watching and haven't hit that like button, please do so. Let me show you how. You're just booping the button, and that does a lot more than you know. It tells YouTube that you are liking what you're watching, and you want others to see it as well. So it allows YouTube to share it and put it out to more people. And more people watching means we can spread the word, and we can help to teach people a little bit more. If you watch YouTube and you're a fan of Ryan Hall, you will hear him say, there's no reason to be afraid. Don't be scared, be prepared. In Boy Scouts, we were always be prepared. That's the Scout motto. So be prepared and know that, yes, we do have severe weather. We do get severe weather. We do get tornadoes. Flooding is far deadlier than tornadoes as far as what happens here in Pennsylvania. So flooding, flash flooding, that can be a big time issue. Lightning is always an issue no matter where you're at. Lightning is a big killer. Damaging winds, knocking trees down on campers, on RVs, on trailers, on homes. You'll get a tree come down on a home, a large tree. It'll destroy the house and it'll trap people inside, as well as hurting people. So pay attention. And this is what I have always wanted to do, is just let people know, as long as you're prepared, you know what's coming. You can put yourself in a better position, get into a interior part of the house, wherever you are. Even if you're in a trailer, there are places in a trailer that are better than others. But if there's a tornado warning and you're in a trailer, a modular home, something that doesn't have, something isn't connected to the ground or anchored, you're going to want to get out of that and go somewhere that is. A neighbor, somebody that you trust, a family member that has a basement. By doing so, you're going to protect yourself. But a lot of times you'll see a severe thunderstorm warning and you'll get nothing and think, why was this issued? We didn't get anything. 5 miles down the street did. And in a lot of cases, those warnings will pertain to everyone. So it's easy to see a lot of warnings come across your phone, on your weather radio, screens on your TV and whatnot, and become desensitized to all those warnings, but each one there's a reason for each one. So I think I'll leave all that alone now. All right. All right, doing a YouTube check. We're up a couple of subscribers. We're at 1549. Thank you for that. I know we don't really have much going on right now, and I apologize. We're in between storms. It is very dark to the northwest. But yeah, if you have subscribed, I really appreciate you. Like I said, it goes a long way. Liking a video, leaving a comment, interacting with our moderators, and you know, even just putting a message down in there. Hey, I'm watching from. Put in your location. Don't do your address. I don't need addresses. But throw in where you're from, and you know, I'll get to it. Especially right now where I'm sitting, I can look at all the comments, which is really fun to do. But yeah, like Lisa just posted, and I appreciate that again. My Facebook page. We're closing in. I say closing in. I want to hit 10,000 followers on my Facebook page by the end of 2026. It really isn't that far or that hard to hit. But if you're watching and you're not on Facebook, or at least followers on my Facebook page, hit that follow button on Facebook. And what that does is it helps do the same thing like liking on a YouTube video like right now. It helps to spread the word. It allows, in this case, YouTube or Facebook, to let other people know, hey, people are watching, people are engaging, and we can at least spread the word so that you can be prepared and not be scared. And I hope Ryan is proud that that is catching on everywhere. So, but right now we're sitting here. You don't need to constantly look at my face. You can see storms up to the northeast. That's the tops of those storms that are up in northern Pennsylvania. Those, and you can't see the tops. You can see the bright white, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, it's a beautiful view. But that is off to the northwest, and it is starting to get dark. Oh, Mark, you're watching from Muncie. Thank you. The drone videos of the local schools. Yeah, that's been fun. I've really enjoyed. I have a bunch of other projects that it's overwhelming at times looking at the list of projects I want to do, and knowing I only have so many hours a week that I can dedicate to getting out and getting in the air. And if it's raining, which we haven't really had to worry about rain all that much, but if it's raining, I can't really fly my drone. It's not waterproof. Light showers, not a big deal, but I try not to fly when it's raining because rain is bad for electronics. So, and I'd like to not lose it. At least both of them, I'd like to not lose. So, I've enjoyed doing the one-room schoolhouse project. I still have to post one more. I have other schools that I have flown, and for various reasons, I probably won't post them out of respect to owners and various reasons. But there's at least one more that I do need to post. We've been really busy. I could do 10 posts a day, and it would be interesting. I don't want to post that often, but I do. I have enjoyed it. I do plan on getting into Muncie, doing the schools around Muncie, Pennsdale. I can't do, well, I could do Montoursville, but there's a whole getting approval to fly in certain areas, but in downtown Montoursville, I really can't, just because it's controlled airspace from the airport. So there are some areas that I could get approval, but I'm not worrying about it. And then there's other communities I want to do, flights over and stuff like that. So I really enjoy doing that. If I could do that every day, I'd do it every day. It's fun for me. I love flying and seeing what's up above. Watching from Canada, we had a tornado warning issued, but it's gone now. Oh, you're in Toronto. Okay. Well, God bless you. I can't say that our smoke was anywhere as bad as what you folks have been dealing with. And my heart goes out to you. I know a lot, and that's the thing. I don't know how many people watching got a chance to see a lot of the videos on YouTube of all the people who came from around the world to the World Cup and got a chance to really see America for what it really is and not for what the media says. I love the videos. I love the interactions with people from all around the world trying food and going to Buc-ee's and Sheets and different restaurants and ranch dressing. I didn't know people didn't know what that was. Free refills and just our portions, obviously. There's a reason why we're a very heavy country, but just seeing the interactions and how people loved. Now, granted, you're going to have some people that didn't, but the overwhelming amount of videos out there of people that loved coming to the United States and getting to see things they normally can't because of the media. But a lot of people in my church, my parents' church, the communities here on social media, people are praying for Canada. They're hoping beyond all hope that these fires can get taken care of and be at least under control and not threatening Native people's communities and, those towns and those villages that are so far off the beaten path that there's no one coming to their rescue and they're dealing with it all on their own. So I'm praying for you. And hopefully, the smoke lets up just a little bit where you can get some fresh air, but keep on keeping on. We're praying for you, and hopefully, things get better. Love to see Muncie schools and some of the town if you get a chance. Absolutely. I did post, I think it was yesterday. Believe it was a post from yesterday of a lot of the community. Well, I did some drone shots. I think it was Thursday. Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday, actually. Anyway, I tried to get my drone in the air and it was acting up. Some of the video, the gimbal, the camera was shaking. There was something blocking the camera, and it turns out it was dust or smoke debris, maybe ash. But it could have also been just the amount of particulates in the air it didn't like it, whatever it was. And a lot of the video you'd see was it doing this. It was shaking all over the place. And I'm like, what is going on? Oh man, I wish I was that cool. But there was a lot of video I couldn't use because it was shaky, but it was also so hard to see. So I got drone video from above Williamsport, South Williamsport, Du Bois Town. Didn't fly in Montoursville, didn't fly in Loyalsock. I did get some elevated photos from Montoursville from the cemetery. But then I started running out of time, and I flew above Muncie, and then I flew above Hughesville. Of course, with the Lycoming County Fair going on, I wanted to make sure I got some photos there. But a lot of communities were dealing with the smoke the last couple of days. So I do plan on getting to individual communities, Muncie, Pennsdale, Clarkstown, and doing churches of those communities, as well as schools. So I do have some plans for some pretty cool projects coming up. So you do good work. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna cry. Goodness gracious. Well, we got a super chat, folks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, going through here. Okay, we got a star, we got a high five, we got a gold coin. Okay. You're amazing. Thank you guys so much. $20 super chat. I love you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I get all emotional and I lose all track of what's going on up here. I'm also getting really hot sitting in here with no airflow. Here we go. Hopefully it doesn't invite people to come over. That's so cool. Well, you paid for my gas. I can't. I'm trying to like it. There we go. Hope you are well. I hope you're doing fantastic. I'm gonna love that or heart that. See, you can do a lot of cool stuff inside here. I got my elbow. I get weird. And I can't help that. And I know that's part of social media. I know it's part of YouTube. But I don't know how to just be like some of these people where they don't acknowledge it or they don't say thank you for it. But your hard-earned money, it feels weird giving it to me. Maybe I'm weird. I'm trying to be humble. There's not enough of that in this world, but I can't thank you enough. You do this every video, it seems, so it's going through more of the chat, and I just want to sit here and see, a house in Montoursville is struck by lightning. What? No, I didn't know that. I'm all the way down here in Lewisburg area. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, Well, oh, that's a really nice area too. It's at Katy Lane in Fairfield Township, Montoursville, just off of Lycoming Mall Road or Lycoming Mall Drive. Beautiful homes back in there, development. Yeah, they've got a lot of units on scene, a lot of tankers. I mean, it's confirmed, so wow, that's a big one. Cutting holes in the roof. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. Well, God bless them. Let's all say a quick prayer for these folks. Confirmed structure fire there in Montoursville area. Let's go back up here. So if everyone, I don't know if everybody has access to actually liking Jeannie's post. I was trying not to say your name, but I also want to give you credit. I don't know. It's part of me being weird about money and accepting donations and gifts. But if everyone can say thank you, it's beyond what's needed. And I've said it before, gas is expensive. A coffee, it's not expensive, but it's extra money that I don't really want to spend. And you're donating your hard-earned money, and I really appreciate it. I know it's $20, but it's $20. I can't thank you enough. I really can't. It's awesome. Lisa, shout out for Jenny. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, absolutely. Every time I see you on here, I'm like, oh, she's the best. I love it. It's God's money. That's true. We can't take it with us. It's going to be dropped off one way or another. It's not going with us. But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Honest. That's hits me right here. I'm trying to laugh and not get all emotional. All right, big, not really an update, but, oh, you almost heard something here. That horn was for a good reason. Anyway, there's a big, this big horseshoe, big old, well, what am I trying to say? Bow echo, that's the word. There's a big bow echo moving right through Gallagher from Lock Haven up to Waterville. Lock Haven, Avis, you're about to get some very strong wind pushing through. $45-50 mile an hour winds probably in the Avis area here within the next 15 minutes. Avis, even Jersey Shore, might get in on some of the stronger winds. Definitely a lot more lightning and even some hail up between Waterville and Gallagher. And that is heading right in this direction. It will be a little bit until it gets here, but that's our next best shot. Just looking through all of the amount of severe thunderstorm warnings across Pennsylvania north of 80 is actually surprising. Anticipated more of that being south of 80 today. But these two areas north of 80, really right across 80 now, and then just north of Pittsburgh into Ohio, there's even more severe weather up over Lake Erie, coming down into the Cleveland area and just west of Cleveland. Tornado threat, I think it's more wind. These cells we had earlier today, they were the ones that were more than likely to tap into more of the shear, the turning in the atmosphere. Those were the storms that more than likely could have made a tornado. Any severe thunderstorm can produce a tornado. It just has to tap into the upper air enough to pull the spinning air that's up there and pull down and connect it. Very, very crude. Don't get me wrong, but you'll have wind at different altitudes doing this. Okay, there and there. So you'll have winds do this, and in between that air is spinning, that horizontal rotation. And then in the updraft of a thunderstorm and the downdraft, that tube will get stretched, so it'll pull it and it'll get thinner, and then it'll tilt it. It'll make it go vertical and then straight up and down, and that will keep rotating and spinning, and that's where you'll get severe thunderstorms that can produce tornadoes, funnel clouds, rotating wall clouds, stuff like that. The strongest ones will produce a tornado all the way to the ground. I'm not saying these storms can't produce a tornado. If they do, they'll more likely be weaker. But these storms coming in here in the next little bit will more than likely be straight line wind, some hail, but straight line wind producers. So this really, let's go ahead and take a look. So you'll see this on radar. This is the storm. There's Loganton, Jersey Shore, Avis, Lock Haven. You'll see that come down in a big, huge bowl, a big dip, big U shape in there. And that is indicative of straight line winds. My finger is going to be huge. Coming from this direction, pushing forward into the moisture to push that area down like that. Okay. So if you envision all that strong wind, Jersey Shore is getting some heavy rain and maybe some wind, but between that and Lock Haven is a lot of very strong wind. Let's take a look at the wind fields in the velocity signature, and you can see that area. Now, there's where we're looking at. See the green? That green is the forward moving air. So there's literally no rotation being detected. It's all air moving to the south and east. So Jersey Shore to Lock Haven, there might be some trees come down, some branches, trash cans get blown around. There might be some sheds knocked over or blown over. But this is all going to be straight line wind. And it's because of that U shape, that bow. If you think of a hunting bow or a shooting bow, that big bow shape, that C shape, is being pushed forward by the strong winds. So I don't believe we're going to have any tornadic chances. Now, these storms out in front, these are just light rain, a little bit of heavy rain. If they were bigger storms like the ones we had a little bit ago, then there would be more chance of tornado. But because a lot of this stuff is, and here's this line that goes all the way to Western PA, most of that is going to be straight line wind damage. You can see the bright green. There's lots of colors. The bright green boxes, those are flash flood warnings. And some of those areas are just, they're getting pounded over and over and over with very heavy rain. In fact, Brookville, all the way to Clarion, you can just see the amount of heavy rain that's been going on there. So all this, you can kind of see the motion. The main line is moving to the south. These cells out in front are moving more to the east, southeast. And as they converge, the tornadic threat dissipates for the most part. Straight line wind damage is more present as this line of storms overtakes, you know, these little cells out in front. And you can see that process happening right there. That's going to get ingested into this line of storms and create some more heavy rain. But I'm right here in this blue circle, the red dot with the blue, and you can see the motion of this bow echo as it's coming down. And in fact, we are probably going to head toward Mifflinburg here in a little bit to try to get in front of this little this bow echo area. It's only going to take 5 or 10 minutes. So I think we're going to do that now. And that's going to be Hartleton and the Mifflinburg area. You can see the storm motion indicator is telling us approximately where something of there is going. But if you look on this side, that's all going this way. So we're going to be right in this area here in a little bit. We're going to go and let's go intercept that. I'm going to run and use the restroom while I've got it. And not choke every time I drink water. Anybody else take your cables and wrap them? I know it's not good to bend cables, but cable management is so important, and I do it all the time. It's almost frustrating how much I do it. But I have a lot of cables, and then they go in my bag and they're put away. All right, give me 1 minute, maybe 2. I'm going to turn the camera around. That way you don't see, well, you don't see an empty car, but I'm going to point it towards something a little bit more interesting than me walking, because no one wants to see me go. I will be right back. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging tight. The air is much cleaner. My goodness. That is wild how you can see definition in the clouds. You can see stuff to the west. So it's definitely cleaner around here. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to share it and try to at least teach a little bit. I don't know all of it. I'm still learning myself, so. All right, special weather statement issued for this exact area we're in. We're still going to move a little south and west. If we're going to get hit, I want to get hit. Special weather statement issued for that little cluster of storms, that big cluster of storms. Strong thunderstorm will impact northwestern Northumberland, south central Lycoming, Union, and southeastern Clinton counties through 7:45. At 7:25, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm over Jersey Shore, moving southeast at 55 miles an hour. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Wind gusts could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. And we're still in a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. So we do still have that to look at. There's going to be a little bit more rain, it looks like, moving through Lycoming County. So if you're in Hughesville, Picture Rocks, Lairdsville, Unityville, down to Muncie, Montgomery, Elamsport, you're going to get a little bit more rain. Shouldn't be terribly heavy. Somebody will get a little bit heavier rain, but it's not going to be terribly heavy. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and we're going to head south. Oh, all right, curb, thanks. Okay, gotta drive over the edge of a curb at least once, right? It's like it's required. All right, we're gonna make some moves here. I gotta turn around, but I can only turn right there. Well, this is a darn better view here in the Walmart parking lot. You can see off to the west. That's that area that we're watching. It is coming. You can see just how dark it is out there. Well, let's get into. Oh, that's a stop sign. Gosh darn it! Don't want to be going through those. All right, now let's go down and get into position for this storm. Like I said, we've got a little bit of time, but I'd rather be in position and waiting than getting caught on the road. Hotel back there called The Inn at Lewisburg. No mistaking what that is. It is an inn. Yeah, no matter what, Jeannie, thank you very much. Whoops. I really, really cannot thank you enough. Do have a decent amount of likes on here already. That's great to see. If you're watching and haven't hit that like button, please do so. Getting ready to move in to intercept a strong thunderstorm coming into this area once again. Hopefully we can see a little bit more lightning and maybe some wind blow through here. Nothing damaging, but at least a little bit of wind help clear out the atmosphere. It's definitely cleaner, the air. I mean, it's hazy still, but it's not, I can't smell smoke for the first time in, well, since Tuesday. Excuse me. You know, I wish I could play music, but I would get flagged, copyright flagged real quick. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So, we're going to sit here and hopefully you have music or a TV on or something in the background. I will also spare you the singing. If they copyright me for singing a certain song, then that's different, because I know I'm not that good. Come on, defrost. Do something. It's like the meme poking at stuff with a stick. Do something. I have you turned up. I have you blowing on it. Is it too warm? I don't understand. Normally I'm pretty good with this stuff, but that's one of the complaints I have with Jeep, Chrysler, of course, Fiat, Chrysler, whatever. The windows, the windshield fogs so fast. Well, I don't like saying it, but this storm is definitely starting to interact with rain-cooled air from the previous storms, and it looks like, which is good. We want things to weaken and not damage anything. But it does look like this storm is weakening as it's moving south and east. So will we see anything? That is going to be a good question here in a little bit. I need to scrub my windshield. I can hear the debris. I can hear stuff on the glass. I washed this in the rain a week or so ago. I mean, it's free water, might as well, and got a ton of dirt and stuff off of it. But with all the smoke and everything, I'm not sure if anything got stuck to the window or what. Well, the windshield's not fogged up anymore. That's good. The storm's out, just south of I-80, Clarion, Clearfield, those areas between Clarion and Clearfield, those storms are actually pretty severe still as they're moving south. I would say here in the next mile or so, we're going to find a spot to post up. Can everybody still hear me? And can you still see me? I want to make sure I'm not getting into a bad service area with cell service. I see a yes. You got it. Is this a driveway? That's a driveway. All right. No problem. Well, don't yell at me. People behind me flashing their lights. Sorry. They're like, let's see. How far? Oh, you can't even see. Well, all right. I don't know what to say. Okay, there we go. They're like, I don't know, 1/10 of a mile. They're not far, but they're not super close. So I don't know if they meant to. They probably accidentally hit their high beams. How many of us have done that? Accidentally hit your high beams when you're trying to turn on a windshield wiper. Well, let's see if this road does anything. Oh, this is pretty. Rails to trail, or rail trail. It's a little bumpy right there. All right. Well, if we see kids run out of the corn, I ain't stopping. I mean, of course I would, but that's Children of the Corn reference. Don't report me, holy cow. The amount of times I've had to put my own disclaimer in stuff. All right. Is more of a... That's a driveway. Darn it. That would have been the spot. There is something so beautiful about a field of corn, bright green, just covering the landscape, and then a big red barn seemingly growing out of it. All right, got a road upcoming. Coming up, upcoming. Well, you can definitely see the clouds. I mean, it is far clearer, the sky, than it has been in almost a week. All right, so we are getting very close to where I want to be. Doing a quick radar or maps check here. Let's go just a bit west. Shout out Buffalo Valley Repair here on 192. That's a driveway. See what I mean? Like cornfields for as far as the eye can see, barn kind of growing out of it. Looks awesome. See if we can find any lightning. I don't know about this farm road. It's paved, and I don't like being on people's driveway, which is their property. Farm roads are one thing, but I don't like doing driveways. All right, now it's really not anywhere good along here. What a view, though. Holy cow. Well, if there was a good dirt road that cut through here, this would be the spot, but this is definitely not. It's not a spot at all. That is a little... Oh, that's a driveway. I thought it was one of those little pull-off spotteroos. Gonna have to make a decision here shortly. This rain is just about here. These storms have really died off, which again is a good thing, but let's do this because follow this other road up here back a little bit. I have not been looking at chat. I apologize, folks. Keeping my eye on the road. Every now and then when I feel like it's safe to do so, I do look over, but just trying to stay safe. That was the road I wanted, that I wanted. So what we're gonna do, boy, doesn't this, you know, I don't like the power lines, but this is at least a little safer. Well, yeah, this bow echo really has fallen apart. I really don't want to spend a lot of gas, plus it's already hitting further to the west. I should have had my window up. It was a little wet. The special weather statement has been discontinued. So realistically, if we get any lightning, I'll be surprised. But you're seeing what I'm seeing. I am looking at radar. There's really not much on radar, which, again, good thing. Strongest winds look like they're pushing farther to the south. Look like over toward Hartleton. Not quite to Woodward, but Woodward is getting some outflow winds. Clouds are moving pretty quick above us. So I think a lot of the strong wind is going to stay elevated at this point. Reports of damage in Lock Haven. No kidding. Well, that's where I would have expected. Trees down on wires along Haven View Road, as per 911. And that's on the north side of the Susquehanna River. Right, I've flown in that area, to be honest. Flew my drone, but yeah, that matches up to where that bow echo, or what looked, you know, it looked like a bow echo on radar. That would match up to that area of where it went through. So that correlates, or at least confirms, what we were looking at on radar. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm getting a very heavy manure smell. So we're gonna move, not just because of that, but because this thing's almost here, or at least this rain is almost here. Maybe a little bit of a breeze, 20 miles an hour maybe, is going to come through the area. So that is not a road. Well, it was a road, but not the one I wanted. Let's just keep going. Sometimes I'll let my gut tell me where to go. Yeah, in all excuse me, in all honesty, there's not much to report on at this point. Everything has really weakened. It looks like the tornado watch out in eastern Pennsylvania has been canceled. That was to go through 9 o'clock. Looks like the meteorologist at the National Weather Service, woo, that was a bump, or that was a roller coaster hill thing. The meteorologists at the National Weather Service have decided, there's another one, there goes my tummy, that the tornado watch should be canceled, so they've canceled that. The severe thunderstorm watches are still in effect, at least as of now. There is still severe weather happening to our west. Excuse me. Yeah, just a lot of low-hanging scud clouds right now, right here in this area. Again, scud clouds, they look scary, but you know, they're just scary-looking clouds. There's nothing rotating. Even the strong winds have dissipated so much. All right, we're going to follow the main road back into Lewisburg, and then, you know, maybe look at radar one more time. But as of right now, it looks like a lot of that rain really has increased over Lycoming County. I think a lot of the rain-cooled air from the storms previous have really gone to weaken a lot of the stuff that was coming down out of northern PA. And really caused everything to weaken. Really cool scud clouds. If I can stop up here, I'll take you outside and show you, but I can't do it right now while we're driving. The lightning has really died off too. pull in here Ard's Farm Market. I think it's still Ard's. Why do these signs all look different? I know it's for the restaurant and the candy, but... Huh. Well, anyway, can we see? Ah, it's sort of there. Yeah, scud cloud. They just look, you know, they look like something, but they're just scary cloud. Scary looking cloud. SLC. Same thing here, just to our west. You can actually see the definition in the sky, which is good. The last couple of days, we couldn't see anything in the sky. Let's go outside here quick. You can see some of the lower level clouds really screaming. Moving really quick. That means we're going to get some wind. You can see some of the trees are starting to blow a little bit. Just a nice breeze. Raindrops falling on my head. But you can see some of the turbulence. There's not, it's not crazy. But you can see some clouds moving faster. It's not, I'm sure, not showing as well on camera as it is in person. But some of these lower level clouds interacting with the ground and getting some neat little wisps of cloud. Again, not turning, not really doing anything, just bubbling and turning somewhat, but more just turbulent motion. Lisa, I just saw your post or your message about Justin just put it on Facebook that it was canceled. Oh, on Messenger. Gotcha. Yeah, just neat little low-level clouds just kind of racing right above us here. Some of the best looking cloud we've had all day. But you can see the sharp edge on this one, and then here comes the rain. So we're gonna retreat back into the car. I'm sorry, into my Jeep. Oh, goodness gracious. I love how 1 or 2 raindrops just makes the focus just scream that it doesn't see anything. I'll tell you what, folks. Other than some showers, we had some decent lightning. We did. I mean, we had some decent lightning strikes there early on. And as the sky cleared out, you could really see that the haze was gone and the smoke is gone, or at least greatly diminished. There might still be, you know, some of the valleys and some of the hollows that didn't get completely cleaned out yet, but I'd say the majority of the smoke has been really blown out and cleaned out of the area here. So I think just looking at radar, and we've got a little bit of a drive home. I think what we'll do, we'll stay on just in case we can get areas that might have seen any kind of wind damage or anything like that. But yeah, looking at radar now, just the last 20 minutes, that these storms really just died, and that's because of rain-cooled air out ahead of these storms from the previous storms just stabilize the atmosphere. Sometimes it can ramp them up, but today's case, the multi-storms really didn't fare too well because of the storms out in front. You can see some of the clouds right above us there. Should be raining pretty good in Montgomery, Muncie, Hughesville, Picture Rocks, Lairdsville. I'd say we've at least gotten... Can I log into my weather station? Stay there. Person wasn't looking real quick. Yeah, it looks like 0.72 inches of rain there in Hughesville. Thanks to my weather station. Well, tomorrow's weather doesn't look bad at all. Sunny, high of around 82. So low to mid 80s probably for the majority of the area. Monday we'll see some clouds, some sunshine, same high temperature right around the low 80s. So, I mean, it is middle to, well, it's already almost late July. Can you believe it? July 18th. We're already past the midpoint of the year. And then Tuesday looks like a return of some thunderstorms. Wednesday and Thursday, some clouds and some thunderstorms maybe again on Thursday. So a little bit more of an active pattern. And like I said earlier, maybe some return of some of the smoke as the flow will bring some of that smoke back down out of Canada and across the northeastern U.S. Yeah, temperature came down to 74.3 there in Hughesville. Definitely rain cooled. Excuse me. Yeah, it looks, I mean, obviously you can see the sky very, very gray, almost looks like the smoke is back. This is just higher, higher clouds, and you can see in the distance a little bit of clearing off to the north and west, just a little bit of area in between some of the heavier rain. But yeah, this is all just low cloud deck and light rain falling out of it. Kind of surprised we haven't seen lightning, but realistically, there's no real triggering mechanism to create the static and the discharge. We might see some, but realistically, I don't expect it. As we are working our way back north. Oh, Jeannie, you did not have to do that. Thank you so much. No, well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words and the again, the donation. That's phenomenal. Thank you, and you're a blessing to me, and for everything I'm doing here. You've helped in more than you know. Like I said, I have trouble talking and accepting help. My mother would tell you easily how hard it is for me to accept help. And thank you very much. I really appreciate you. That's right, they replaced that barn with a Wawa. I don't get down here all that often, but there on the left-hand side, that Wawa is where a big red barn used to sit. That used to be a, it had multiple things in it, but it was mainly a fireworks business. And somebody was sitting right here. I think it was an Amazon driver, was sitting right here and pulled out their phone and shot video as the tornado was tearing the roof off of that barn, that building. It did quite a bit of damage, and something crazy to see, that's for sure. Shout out Bill Marks Auto Sales. They got quite the amount of vehicles there. We're gonna get in the right lane because someone really wants to go fast. Goodness gracious. I will let you, yeah, Mercedes. But yeah, Jeannie, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Yes, I know I need to take a blessing from God. I do. I know what you mean. Yeah, big shield, not big, but just a shield of rain. Looks like it's moving through all of Lycoming County right now. There's a secondary smaller shield right behind it. There's still some severe thunderstorms just absolutely pounding western PA. And some of those areas have seen probably 3 or 4 inches of rain. if I didn't have to worry about gas money or anything like that, that would have worked. That's where I would have gone. Looks like Osceola Mills. Out where 9 and 80 meet. West of Bellefonte. But I hate saying all clear, but you can see there on the screen rain bands in the distance, just mostly light rain to be honest. But I would say in all honesty, north of Bellefonte, is that Howard? Well, there's still some rain. Yeah, Howard, right near Bald Eagle State Park, Beach Creek. You guys are still within the severe thunderstorm watch, but the northern severe thunderstorm watch has expired or has been canceled. So Clinton, at least, is that northern Clinton or all? I'd say at least northern Clinton, all of Lycoming County, all of Sullivan County. Yeah, I would say everybody north of that area of Sullivan, Lycoming, and Clinton, you're in the clear. You're going to have some showers. There may be some additional thunderstorms later on this evening. There looks like there is another push of storms coming through, going to be going into the Binghamton region soon. But realistically, I don't think there's going to be a lot going on here soon. I think it's safe to give it an all call or an all clear. If you're in Western PA, anywhere from 80 south, get ready. Severe thunderstorms, flooding, strong damaging winds. Tyrone, down to Bellwood, Altoona, Gallitzin, I probably said that wrong. Gallatin, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of very heavy rain and strong winds down in your area right there. For those of you local, near White Deer area, or in White Deer, almost over the bridge to Watsontown, I filmed a video right here of an ice jam in the creek that gave way. And it was a really, really cool thing to witness and watch. For those of you not local, if you'd like to see that, once we get done here, or you can watch it on a different device, your TV, your computer, your phone, whatever you're not watching here, stay with me. But I do, I believe it's about 2.5 years ago now, the White Deer Creek flowing into the Susquehanna had a pretty gnarly ice jam going, and I came down here 2 days in a row and captured it breaking free and flowing down into the river, which was cool. there's a Dollar General Market. I haven't seen too many of those. While I'm sitting here at the red light, it went down to under 4. Oh, you're talking about gas. 410, just a crazy jump. Yeah, I mean, gas. Here's my thing, right? We have things happening all around the world. It's not just what's currently going on in Iran, and you know, God bless our military. They're doing what they're told. They're obeying orders, and you know, I think it's right to do what we're doing. 47 years the world has dealt with the terroristic regime there in Iran. But politics aside, we did lose 2 American service people there in Jordan, multiple others wounded in an attack from Iran. So prayers with our service members, those injured. Hopefully they make a full recovery. But gas just seems to, it jumps way faster than it goes down. Obviously, we know why. It's money. Oh, breaking news. New tornado warning just issued in that area I was explaining is still going to be dangerous. And while I'm driving, I'm trying not to do too much here. But yeah, new tornado warning. It's going all the way toward Tyrone. Port Matilda down to Tyrone. And it's going to include Sandy Ridge, Brisbane, I think it's Hotesdale, and Rainey. This tornado is radar indicated, so it is seeing rotation on radar. So it is north central Blair County in central Pennsylvania, southwestern Center County, south central Clearfield County, and that warning is until 8:30. So you've got 11 minutes until that warning expires. But a real quick spin up and a very tight couplet on radar on the relative velocity. So it's more than likely doing something. If it's not on the ground, oh, it's definitely on the ground. Correlation coefficient dropped big time. My goodness. I'm going to pull over and show you how you can see this. We'll get to the top of the hill here quick. But yeah, that thing has a tornado on the ground for sure, and you can actually see it on regular the reflectivity radar. You can see debris, or at least it looks like debris in the air. So it looks like this tornado warning is found, you know, it is legit. Here's the radar. You can see as this storm comes in, look at that red, and look how it looks like a donut, looks like a circle. If we look down at velocity, see that blue and green ball? That's what's referred to as a debris ball. So let's, yeah, see how quickly between Ramey and Hotesdale, Route 53, the storm comes over. It looks like it's trying to do something. It may have already planted a tornado right there. But then as we zoom forward, look at that ball. And that matches that on radar. That is absolute at 8:16. And it continues forward. 2 more scans. That is absolutely a debris ball. Now, it could just be leaves and sticks and tree branches and stuff. I hope there's no homes right on that road. But you can see on radar here, there's multiple roads right there. Right through this area. Right there. There at least is a farm or some kind of a home on that longer road driveway. Looks like it's just on the western side of Hotesdale. It would have gone across between Hotesdale and Ramey, and then across all these across this big housing area or development area. You can see a bunch of little roads and, you know, maybe a big commercial area. But there is definitely, from the looks of it, a debris ball, some kind of potentially a tornado on the ground. And it looks like, according to radar, it's still on the ground. Looks like kind of an open area. Going right toward Route 350. And a tornado now is observed. So the warning has been upgraded. It is observed tornado. You can see it on the information. So somebody is reporting it. There is a tornado on the ground, and we can see that using radar and the technology that we have at our fingertips. But look at how this comes in on the front edge. You can see it bulge, and then it wraps right up as it's heading right toward I-99 north of Tyrone. Warriors Mark and any of the communities all along I-99 you're next in line. I think that all that in the middle, all that in the middle is those are wind turbines. And I wouldn't be shocked if some of those wind turbines get damaged. Tyrone, you're probably in the not clear, but you're going to want to get into a safe place just because the storm is going to be very close to you. But even on radar, this thing looks like you can see it come across. Watch this. I know it's fast. Look at that debris, that little ball, that donut, come right through. Holy cow. Man, oh man, we don't normally get to see too many of radar depictions of this nature. But you can see that's holding together, and it looks very pronounced. If you're in Warriors Mark, folks, if you have friends, share this to social media. If you have friends in the Warriors Mark area, from Stormstown down I-99 to Warriors Mark and Tyrone, they need to take cover now. It looks like that debris ball might be kind of falling apart, but that might also be just interaction with those wind turbines and the mountainous terrain there. But that is definitely holding together. It's going to be interesting to see what the what the next few radar scans are going to show, because that is definitely going right over those wind turbines. But yeah, tornado warning is observed. A confirmed tornado was located over Hotesdale, moving southeast at 40. It is a damaging tornado. Radar confirmed tornado as well. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Tornado will be near Hotesdale and Sandy Ridge around 8:20. Tyrone and Bald Eagle around 8:30. It is 8:27. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Ramey. This includes Interstate 99 from mile markers 49 to 53. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. So this is the actual warning from the National Weather Service. Oh, look at that. John Bangoff. I know John. See if I can see what's going on here. All right, so the last few scans coming in. That looks gnarly. Oh my goodness. So look real quick here. You can see that bulge, that big area out here. This slot right here, okay? This little indentation is wind going that way. That is called a clear slot. That is where warm, moist air is circulating into the actual rotation into the tornado. And if we look at velocity, let's pull velocity back up here. Oh, look at, you don't see this often here in Pennsylvania. We're going to watch it as it loads and comes across. Holy cow. Over Hotesdale. I mean, that's a couplet. Super strong couplet. My goodness. $50 on one, 34, 80, 90. I mean, you're talking probably an EF2. EF1 to EF2, possibly higher. Going right for Warrior's Mark. I mean, you don't, again, we don't see this all that often. Here in this area. Tyrone to Stormstown, take cover now. Warrior's Mark looks like it's going to be right in the thick of it here in the next couple of minutes. And I mean, it's just getting stronger. And as that comes down the ridge into the valley, it's probably going to gain some strength. So if you're anywhere near Warrior's Mark on I-99 just north of Tyrone, you need to take cover. Pull into a Walmart. Keep driving if you can south, but you need to get off the road, get into a substantial building, get into a freezer, go to a Sheetz, a Wawa, something like that, get into the beer caves. You know, something with protection and shelter around you. But this is definitely, I mean, this is the, you know, speaking of radar-wise, this is the best looking that we've seen all day for any kind of, you know, damage for a tornado. But that is remarkable. And I'll show you that black dot right there is the State College radar. So knowing where that is, you read the velocity. Red goes away, green goes toward, and as it circles, as it rotates, your tornado's right in the dead center of that. Let's take a look at correlation coefficient again. There's still something there. And looking at reflectivity, there is still you still have the clear slot. It's still trying to wrap around. It still has that protrusion on the right. Oh, raccoon just ran in front of me. I saw something in the dark. I was like, what is that? Here, it's a raccoon. So yeah, this could be a dangerous situation in that area. Obviously, it's already been observed. It's radar confirmed, but it's already been observed as per the warning text. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, the tornado warning has been dropped. Holy cow. Now, there are multiple areas along this that looks like it's trying to maybe spin something up. Warrior's Mark for sure is still that big area of concern. Just west of Tyrone has an area that looks like it might be trying to spin up. Just west of Bellwood, possibly as well. But yeah, coming into Warrior's Mark now. And again, I'm not familiar, so if it's something different or called something different, but it's right at that junction of 350 and I-99. Again, the tornado warning has been dropped, but this storm is still going. Whether it's still producing a tornado, I can't tell you for sure. But these radar scans, each scan is showing a little bit more. And even like these little areas where it probably is more straight line wind. But some of these little kinks, like you can see that kink right there with the red going away, some green, but you've got, you know, wind definitely going southwest. It could be trying to do something right around Bellwood with that little kink in the line. You've got the area that's still concerning right near Warrior's Mark. They may put out a new tornado warning for this if this cycles and keeps doing what it's doing. But we'll zoom out on radar here a little bit and show you just the large area being covered. And again, more of a bow echo look from just west of State College all the way over toward Rain. But you've got that large area going through Tyrone and down toward Altoona right now. And you do have a damage in Tipton. That's made up. Right there. Somebody reported small branches broken. Okay. But Tyrone looks like it's getting ready to get hit by some strong winds. And then there's the area where we've been watching that had a tornado on the ground. It's got strong inbound, strong outbound, and it's wrapping fairly tightly right near where it says Warrior's Mark. It should be going up the ridge now to the east of 99. We're just going to hang out and watch this. You can see there's the radar site getting some strong winds. But yeah, Warriors Mark, Tyrone, Bellwood, down to Altoona is on the leading edge. There's your precipitation. Now, just by looking at precip, you can't tell there's a tornado unless it's a purely obvious hook echo with a rain wrapped or rain wrapping around a circulation. Again, these little bumps, these little protrusions sometimes can be an indicator of something going on, but again, it's not definitive. But that, I mean, that's just crazy looking. I will be interested to see, and I forgive me, I can't remember the news station out of Altoona, and maybe even State College will have somebody there. I'm sure there's damage from up above. I'm sure there's damage in Hotesdale, maybe even Ramey, but all the way down to Warrior's Mark. I mean, that you can see from the inbound winds and the outbound winds, there's definitely something wrapping there, which I'm sure, you know, they're having a not so good time there. Spruce Creek, you're up next. Alexandria, I think it's Barry. But Altoona, Juniata, Asheville, you're all getting some fairly heavy rain right now. But just a big batch of rain moving across. There's Lycoming County in the middle. Williamsport's at 72 degrees. Just some showers moving through. State College is getting rain, but the biggest stuff right now is there no warnings. Severe thunderstorm warnings have been dropped. Tornado warnings have been dropped. Flash flood warnings still in effect. Have they really dropped all severe thunderstorm warnings? Wow. That doesn't seem right. I think they have. I mean, most of the stuff in Western PA and in Ohio looks like it's died off. Wow, no. I don't know why that's not loading, but no severe thunderstorm warnings across Pennsylvania at all. I mean, that's still pretty scary looking right around Warrior's Mark and Spruce Creek, but everything's been dropped. Still pretty strong rain, at least moving through. So, something keeps changing. I don't know why it keeps changing, but yeah, I mean, you can see the inbound and outbound. That's crazy strong. I'll check something here real quick. Tornado watch has been canceled. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, we're still watching this area of concern near Warrior's Mark. All warnings have been dropped. Severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings, they've all been dropped. State College radar is by far the closest. So they are analyzing and seeing everything. Now, this could be wide open or at least wooded terrain, and there might not be a lot of people there to report anything. It is also getting pretty dark. Camera's making it a lot brighter than it is, but so it may not even be visible at this point in that area. Well, that is crazy. We're gonna keep heading toward home. So obviously, you know, gas is too expensive to make a trip to Hotesdale, but we'll keep an eye on the news out of Altoona and maybe something out of State College to see if there's any news regarding damage to homes or buildings in that area, all the way down to the Warrior's Mark area, which again still doesn't look good. Well, thanks everybody for still sticking in. A little bit of excitement there as we watched in real time what looks like potentially a tornado touching down near Hotesdale and lofting debris into the air as per correlation coefficient. So we'll have to see if any kind of news outlets have anything either online or on TV regarding it. Again, I am not a meteorologist. I'm not a professional as far as meteorologist is concerned, but with my knowledge of radar and weather, it certainly looks like something happened in the Hotesdale area. Hotesdale. All right, National Weather Service has reissued the tornado warning for that same cell, and they have extended, you know, distance-wise that storm pretty good. I can't look too much while driving, but yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning for that cluster of storms from Allentown, from Altoona, all the way up to almost State College is a severe thunderstorm warning, and that goes all the way south Again, I can't read a lot of the town names. I'm trying to focus on the road here. But the warning is a pretty big warning box. And then within that is that area that we've been watching that has a tornado warning in the severe thunderstorm warning box. So they do still enough evidence to issue a tornado warning. North Central Huntington County. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Franklinville, moving southeast at 40. Take cover now. So yeah, the severe weather is definitely not over with in that region. Now I will say reflectivity does still show a nice little clear slot area on the edge of that line where it is wrapping. Oh, something was dead right there on the road. On velocity is very dirty. There's no very clear area of rotation as we've seen, you know, over the last half an hour. This front area, the storms are probably going to continue to do this over the next hour. A lot of these will be QLCS, quasi-linear, convective system type tornadoes, where they're not super strong, but they're still a tornado. They can still do damage along the leading edge of that cell. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like I said, tornado warning reissued for that cell. A lot of little kinks. If you look at a map and you see a straight line, this is an abrupt move, 45 degree, 90 degree move or change in the line of these storms. Those little kink areas, those little abrupt change areas, those are the areas you got to watch. Right now, Petersburg, just past Alexandria up to Petersburg, and then within the tornado warning itself does have a lot of wind motion changing. So there is rotation still being seen, and a lot of very strong winds to the north of that, right into State College. Stick with me. We're going to go through this little pass here. Again, the service might cut in and out for a few seconds. Not a bad looking sky. I know our time is done, or at least our storms are done here in Lycoming County. A little bit of rain still moving through. It'll probably rain for a little bit longer. Like I said, there are some storms or some clusters of rain and heavier rain up in New York. Those look like they're going to stay and move by to the east. Temperature is down to 70 degrees. Dew point is down to 68. Pressure is coming up. Visibility has greatly increased compared to the last almost week. Almost have really good sunset colors out there. But I would say everything's stable, which sounds like one of the lines from Twister. Everything's stable. I don't know where it went. We're good. And then they're not. But no, we're good here. I believe we are all done. The folks down south of State College, and those storms are going to probably continue all the way down toward Harrisburg. Harrisburg, Carlisle, and then Chambersburg region may see some impacts from these storms. So if you're down that way, keep your eyes open and pay attention, because those storms, if they continue, they're going to mean some pretty gnarly business as you go south. Yeah, that warning, the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning, are the only warnings active in Pennsylvania other than flash flood warnings. And there's quite a few of those. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate everybody watching. I very much appreciate everybody who took the time, hit the like button. For those of you who subscribed, I appreciate you. I can't wait to show you what's coming. And feel free to go through the video library. All the different videos, from blizzards to snowstorms and ice jams to hail and flooding, flash flooding. Big event last year with flash flooding and small rock slides and landslides that I almost paid a heavy price while chasing that storm. Bunch of stuff on there, a lot of shorts. And don't forget to check out Storm Chaser Eli Roberts on Facebook. Hit that follow on Facebook. Let's get to 10,000. I did just pass on 405 here south of Hughesville, between Hughesville and Muncie, some branches down on the side of the road. So it looks like there was a tiny little bit of wind damage, if you want to call it that. Just below the Maze Drive-In and the Trout Pond Park. There we go. Logan, you beautiful creature, you. One of my buddies, Storm Chaser Logan Ezrich, is in the chat. Everybody say hi, Logan. Logan has gone above and beyond. He has donated $2 and said, "Merry Stormmas, Stormmas, Stormmas." I love it. Thanks, buddy. I'm derailed. I lost all train of thought. Oh, Logan, thank you so much. Jeannie, thank you for your donations totaling $29, almost $30. You have paid my gas today. I thank you so much. And everybody who has watched, has liked the video, commented, told me where you're from. I did, and I apologize to you if you may or may not still be in the chat. There was a person from Pakistan watching, and if you're still there, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Coming back into Hughesville now. The Lycoming County Fair is wrapping up tonight. With a little rain. Our rain is going to be ending here shortly. And Lycoming County, you're probably going to clear out within the next half hour to 45 minutes, depending on your location. But it does look like most of the watches even, I'm going to just pull over here on Main Street. It does look like most of the watches are going to come to an end here very shortly. As we do one final check here, the severe thunderstorm watch for southern and southwestern Pennsylvania actually looks like that has been canceled as well. Actually, it's expired. It expired at 9 p.m. Flash flood warnings all the way from Jackson Township, Titusville, Oil City, Tionesta, all the way down to Cranberry, Clarion, Brookville, Falls Creek, Treasure Lake, Broadway, Sandy, Troutville, all the way down to Clearfield, and then new flash flood warnings, Punxsutawney, down to Ernest in Indiana, PA. The severe thunderstorm warning that goes from Altoona to Tyrone and then all the way down to almost well, Shade Gap, almost down to the Turnpike and up to Mexico, PA, right along, is that 322? No, 22. That warning is still in effect, and the tornado warning is still in effect, which expires in 12 minutes. That would have just gone over State Route 22. And there's a lot of strong winds gusting with that storm. Radar does look like there's rotation in the storm, as far as the wrapping nature of the moisture. Looks like very strong winds now pushing out in advance. Huntington to Mill Creek, almost to Mount Union, Allensville, McVeytown, Bellevue, Granville, excuse me, up to Lewistown. You're getting hit with some strong winds and heavy rain, or at least will be momentarily. And that's it. Everything else has shifted south. The enhanced risk for severe weather has been deleted. There is still a slight risk area for southern PA and that is for the storms that are still moving south. So again, if you're in, let's do this. If you're in Shade Gap, find cover soon. Chambersburg, Shippensburg, Dixon, Carlisle, Dillsburg, over to Harrisburg and Hershey. Depending on your location, within the next 2 hours, some strong thunderstorms are going to be moving into your area. And other than that, folks, we are we're wrapping up here. Thanks so much. I don't know if you want to see my face, but you're going to get it. All right, we're wrapping up here. I just want to say huge shout out and thank you to everybody who watched, who checked in. We've been live for almost 4 hours, 3 hours, 45 minutes and 31 seconds. But who's counting? No, thank you very much. We had some strong thunderstorms move in from the north, and just before they got to me, they died. Thankfully, no damage up here. We are concerned about the folks in Hotesdale and around Hotesdale, all the way down through, yeah, all the way down. Let me see if I can go back here. Where's the highway? Right there. Warriors Mark. From Hotesdale down to Warriors Mark looked like it may have been pretty bad. Let's keep those folks in our prayers. They're probably dealing with maybe some cleanup tonight, as that storm definitely appears to have put down something in that region. So I'm going to keep an eye on social media and the news tonight and see if anything came about. What definitely looked like a debris ball on and a correlation coefficient drop on radar. So we'll keep those folks in our prayers. I thank you for watching and checking in. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. If you're watching this after we're live, still go ahead and put some comments in there. I do go back and look through every single comment. I will answer as many questions as I can. I have some photos. I really didn't take much video or photos today. I just focused on the live. Really didn't have much to video or photo. I tried to get some lightning, didn't get it. So we saw some lightning bolts and some flashes here on camera on the live. So thank you for that. And Jeannie and Logan, thank you. Appreciate your donations, and I will use that toward our next adventure. So thank you very much for watching Storm Chaser Eli Roberts live. We're back here in Hughesville, and thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Go over to Facebook. You can find me there at Storm Chaser Eli Roberts, and become a follower. Join the ride. And if you really want to, you can subscribe there. It's 99 cents a month. You get extra little goodies and stuff like that through the month. I really just started doing that in the last month or two, 3 months, whatnot. But you can join that. That gets you a couple of little perks. So, but it also goes to helping with keeping me chasing, keeping me on the road. None of this is I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm looking here. Yeah, so no sponsorships. I do have sort of a sponsorship from Weatherwise for Weatherwise Pro because of my affiliation with Live Storms Media. But other than that, there's nothing. So I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down in chat. I will check those out and I will respond. So thank you very much. Have a great day. I'm going to head home. It's 9:08, so it's perfect time to get dinner and chill and catch up on some more stuff here on YouTube. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.